I thought something that might be fun to do. You're a huge Christopher Nolan fan, and Oppenheimer's coming out soon. Why don't we try to rank what we think are our favorites?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Christopher Nolan. Like, I think him and Tarantino are the two goats of their generation. Christopher Nolan, I go and see every single film he drops in the theaters, like, first day. Same with Tarantino. There's no other director that I do that for. There's directors that I'll go see in theaters, but not first day. Like, I'll make sure to go see them.
Yeah.
Maybe opening weekend or something. I went to go see Interstellar when that came out. I saw it 3 days in a row in IMAX. And then, like, I saw it, like, a few other times when it was on the run. Probably saw it like 8 times in a year, bro.
Interstellar?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, like, and then, like, I saw Dunkirk, when that first day that came out a couple times. And then Tenet. I saw that a few times. I probably saw it like 3, 4 times.
Damn.
But I've probably seen it like 7, 6 times now.
Mm-hmm.
We're Christopher Nolan fans out here. Yeah, we're doing a ranking list. All 11 of his movies that are out now.
Yeah.
From his worst movies to his best movies.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
I'm not the biggest Christopher Nolan fan, I'm the preferences was saying. But I definitely have respect for a lot of his movies. I think a lot of his movies have had a huge impact on me. I know he can be like hit and miss for a lot of people with what he does. The things they say where his stories don't make sense or his sound mixing's like off, Yeah. That's not really the shit that bothers me. I think the thing that bothers me a little bit, how he can kind of be up his own ass a little bit sometimes with his filmmaking.
Yeah.
Just kind of a little bit too cool. Like, I don't know, there's something about that rubs me the wrong way as opposed to like, oh, his stories don't make sense. His sound mixing for Tenet's off. Yeah. I love when he does something that doesn't make sense. Like,
maybe sometimes he can blow himself a little bit.
Yeah, when he's at the top of his game, there's very few directors living nowadays that can pull off what he can pull off.
Yeah, couldn't disagree with you on that one, dude.
Yeah.
This is his scale, and he's like one of the most powerful directors working in Hollywood.
And always has something to do.
And you gotta rewatch them too. Like, the rewatch value on his movies is insane, dude.
Yeah, but I love also how he's kind of a themed director or something. All his movies always have something to do with time and some form of time passing that is a linchpin to the narrative of his story, And I think that's really, really cool. I really like the way he edits with time, and I think it's super innovative.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
Like, he has a fresh approach to filmmaking, and he's saying that, no, film, like, we haven't explored everything we have. We're still, like, pushing the boundaries and discovering new things. Number 11 for me, out of his 11 films, his worst movie is The Dark Knight Rises from 2012.
Dark Knight Rises? I can see that. Personally, I have Dark Knight Rises number 9. So there's 2 movies there below it for me.
It's just, like, not that good, and it's just a mess.
In terms of pacing, story.
Yeah, like, story, and, like, when I watch it, I'm like, what the fuck were they doing?
Yeah.
That's why it's at, like, number 11, because I watch it, I'm like, oh, what the fuck were they doing? Like, and it's obviously he just had to make this movie because it was, like, probably part of a deal or something, and he was going to have Heath Ledger in it, too, but he died. No, it's just a mess. It's, like, my least favorite one.
It's not
there's some cool stuff to it, like, Bane is cool.
Yeah.
The plane sequence in the beginning is cool. And that's about it, dude.
Yeah, it's not a movie I look forward to rewatch.
And there's, like, weird CGI of the thing flying and shit. Like, the bat plane.
Yeah.
That's aged so poorly now, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably like Batman vs. Superman more than this.
It's kind of a movie that drags on a little too much. There is a form of nostalgia, though. Having stuck it through all the Batman movies, and this is before Marvel, really came to the forefront of superhero movies. This is like the superhero franchise. Christopher Nolan's Batman. Something about like the conclusion to it, even though it's like a mess of a movie, it still has a little bit of dopamine effect. Yeah, like thinking of The Dark Knight, thinking of Batman Begins, and thinking about how this is like the conclusion. I wish it had been a better conclusion. There's still a little bit of nostalgia in there.
Yeah, you get that cliffhanger ending like with Robin, and they never fulfilled.
Yeah.
But what's your number 11 pick?
This is unranked then. My number 11 would be Insomnia.
Okay, yeah. Well,
I've seen the original Insomnia with Stellan Skarsgård. I like it. if that's the the gist I'm getting from it, is that Al Pacino's the cop and Robin Williams is the guy he's trying to catch. Like I get the gist of it. It's a good premise. I saw the original. I have no desire to see the remake of it.
No, I think you should see the remake. It's worth watching.
Okay,
I would watch that with you.
I'll watch it. That's why I ranked it 11.
Yeah. So that's unranked. That's unranked then. So what's your number 10?
My number 10 is Following. I don't think it's his worst movie. Like, talking about this now, even, I'm like, well, maybe it's better than The Dark Knight Rises. In terms of, like, a little indie film, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed what Christopher Nolan was able to do on such a small budget and still craft a compelling story with the editing, the pacing of the movie, and how he reveals the story over time. I thought it was really innovative and really, really creative.
Yeah, I like The Following. I'm very inspired by it, and I like how much he was able to, the story he was able to tell with like so little. And for your first film, it's really cool, and especially like in the 90s, he made it for like $6,000 using his friends and minimal stock footage. Like all the money was spent on the film and the development of the film, and they just used locations that they could use and just put it all together in a creative, non-linear way.
I mean, his friend in the movie, like, just randomly cuts his hair. You can tell, like, there's very little commitment holding it all together. And he works around that, and he's able to come up with, like, a cohesive thing is impressive.
Yeah, I like that. I like Following. My number 10 is Batman Begins. Batman Begins, it's his most studio gloss picture. I think it was cool watching it when I was a kid. I don't really think it does too much for me. It doesn't do much for me. I guess it's cool to see the origin story, but I didn't really find the origin story like even that cool anyway. And I wasn't like blown by it. I remember thinking like, oh, it's cool that they're doing a Batman. This is like a more realistic, darker Batman. It's serious, which is cool with like the new car. Like, there's like a tank. It's like all industrial. I like that. That was like cool to be introduced to that world. But as a movie, like, I don't really care for it too much.
Batman Begins is my number 8. I grew up there was like a small period when we were like children where the Batman movies were like George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton, like those were our Batmans, and like you would see them on TV, or like your parents would show them to you, and then suddenly like there's like a shift of like how you understand Batman. He's like Christian Bale, and he's cooler, and he's just like, there's something, like you said, like a little more industrial, and like Batman, who's like very grounded, and it's not like fantastical, it's like practical. I thought that was really cool. I really liked that. It was a good launch to Batman that we know.
Yeah, and it's the first Christopher Nolan movie that I ever saw. Like, I didn't know what a director was, but I was a kid. It was technically the first Christopher Nolan movie I ever saw. So that's also an interesting factoid. What's your number 9?
Dark Knight Rises.
My number 9 is Insomnia. I actually do like Insomnia, but I like the remake. I mean, the original, like, a lot. It has that cool Stark style to it, and Christopher Nolan definitely ripped off the style of the feel of Insomnia with Memento as well. But Insomnia, like, it's definitely a more Hollywood picture, and it's like they're trying to do too much with the style and shit, and it's not as like, the original is more stark, and that's what makes it like better, and it's also the original story and shit. But I like Al Pacino, Robin Williams, they do a good job. It's a fun movie to watch. We should definitely watch it sometime.
Okay. And what's your number 8 now?
My number 8 is Following, which we talked about.
Okay, yeah.
What's your number 8?
My number 8 was Batman Begins.
Okay, well, we talked about that. Okay.
Now we're getting into
some controversial territory.
Yeah, some controversial territory.
Yeah.
You want to start number 7?
I have Dunkirk at number 7.
You have Dunkirk at number 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, tell me about that.
Dunkirk is a good movie. I think it's a great World War II movie. We're getting to the section where it's like everything is great from this point on.
Even though people would say like, oh, there's certain movies that are bad. Like, people could say that Tenet's bad, or like Interstellar, but like...
Yeah, no, Dunkirk is a cool movie. Like, when I first saw it in theaters, I was kind of like, okay, that was interesting. Didn't really like floor me, and then like I kind of realized over time the masterpiece that it was. Mm-hmm. Like, seeing it a few times, and the time, space, and memory aspect of it is great. I love that. And it's just like such a boots on the ground war, like you're in it, like you're with these soldiers and stuff, what they're going through. And I like the day, month, the day, week hour template that he uses and stuff, and great action. I think it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say.
It's higher for me, so I'll talk about it a bit later. My number 7, though, and I love this movie, dude, is Prestige.
Yeah.
That movie, that was one of the first movies I saw, probably on FX or something, in the middle of the day. I was watching it. Just how it blows you away with every twist and turn, and it's so cool. It's such a good movie. I love just, you have Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale at odds with one another. They're just so good opposites, throughout the entire movie. There's something so compelling about them as characters that you love,
Yeah, they're great. Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, Scarlett Jo,
Michael Caine, David Bowie,
Rebecca Hallerton.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great movie.
Yeah, I have that a little higher. Okay, number 6. We're getting this is getting a little controversial now. This is controversial. My number 6 pick, dude. Number 6 is Inception.
Okay.
Yeah. Great movie. Really innovative, dope, super critically acclaimed. This is probably a lot of people's number 1 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, probably. A lot of people would say this is his best movie. My personal taste, it's not what I personally enjoy more watching. There's other movies up there I find more interesting and stuff. This one is where he gets a little dick sucky.
Yeah.
Right? Inception, he gets a little dick sucky with it. The dream in a dream. Whoa, so fucking mind blowing, bro. Whoa, dream in a dream, dude. Time is slower. Dude, that makes sense, bro. Because when I go to sleep, I feel like I'm in a dream for only a few minutes. And then it's 7 hours later, dude. Fuck, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit, and but obviously it's a classic. What more can I say? Inception, there's nothing else to say about it.
Inception was cool because that's where it was really able to start getting these this ensemble of great actors.
Yeah, and also this is his first really original blockbuster that he made with a huge 160 mil budget, Rain, written and directed original story. Blockbuster, that's what he can do. There's no other people who can do that has that clout that he does.
Yeah, I love the twists and turns of that movie. Yeah, my number 6. This is another great movie. There's so many great movies. My number 6 is Memento. I think this is one of those movies that when I was first getting into watching movies as with the more appreciation and just enjoying it. This is one of the first movies I watched. Blows you away. I mean, I fucking love Guy Pearce just for the rest of my life because of this movie and the storytelling and what they're able to do with time and how one side's moving backwards, one side's moving forwards, and it's kind of a huge mindfuck. And you can dig so much into the film and get so much from it if you want to invest your time into it. There's something about that form of filmmaking that when I was introduced to it, left a huge impression on me. I think Memento is phenomenal movie.
Memento is higher up. I want to get to Memento later, bro. Number 5, I got Tenet. I love Tenet.
I also have Tenet at number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Tenet's just dope. It's fucking trippy as hell.
Yeah.
It's so fun to rewatch over and over again.
Fuck the haters, dude. Because, Tenet is the closest we're going to get to Nolan directing a James Bond. Fucking, it's so badass, dude. I don't care that it's, they say lines that don't make any fucking sense. There's a lot of plot holes in it, whatever. I had a good time watching it.
Yeah, I don't care if it, makes sense. It's just about the feeling it gives you when you watch it. And that's it. And you see some trippy-ass ideas explored.
Mm-hmm.
And the scope of it is just insane.
I love that I was able to watch it in theaters too. It's supposed to be, a lot of people say, it was supposed to be the movie that brought people back. But I did go to the theaters. It was a cool release from COVID.
Tenet was released on my birthday, bro. The first day count was on my birthday, my 24th birthday. I went to go see Tenet.
Nice. Dude.
I drove to Sacramento from Sonoma. We were late, a little bit late, because my brother and my stepdad, they hated it and shit.
Yeah.
But I was no, there's something more to be seen with it. And I saw it again, and it was oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
It's not a movie you can watch just one time, dude. If you're gonna get into Tenet, you have to watch it multiple times. You can't just watch it once.
Yeah. The effects are fucking phenomenal in
Oh
it.
man, yeah.
Like, I love the way it plays out.
It just looks so cool when shit's going backwards.
Yeah, oh my.
Like I said, time, space, and memory going on. Like that's what he's like so good at.
It's so suave, and John David Washington's like so cool and collected in it the entire way. I'm just like, this guy's like a secret agent.
Yeah.
You know? There's something so cool about that.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson, dude, like hitting his stride.
Yeah,
with this
yeah,
movie. What do you have at number 4?
My number 4 is Interstellar.
Yeah, it's my number 4 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Interstellar is number 4.
Yeah.
Like I said, I watched it 5 times in theaters when it was first originally released, and it's a really good emotional journey, and it's very nostalgia for me now at this point. Like, it's a classic in my mind.
Yeah.
The effects are, dude, all the space shit is fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? When I first watched it, I don't think I really had an appreciation for it. I thought it was kind of like a little bit like Inception, you know? I have like a huge appreciation for it nowadays because I think what he's able to do with it and the story he's able to tell, it's a character-driven story. You know, it's a story about a father and a daughter separated through time. That emotion like really hits in the movie, especially when Matthew McConaughey's like trying to come home, you know, and she's like, hey, I'm the age you were when you left now.
Oh, dude, that was so trippy.
That shit like really hits you, and it's like, oh, dude, there's something so beautiful about that movie, and like what this guy's able to willing to sacrifice for, you know, the greater good of humanity because he's called upon to do so. Oh, dude, it's such a good movie, and it's beautiful. It looks so beautiful, that movie.
Yeah. No, all the space and it has like the greatest score ever written by Hans Zimmer.
It's really good. It's really good.
It's like one of the best ever made.
Yeah.
Definitely the best Christopher Nolan score is Hans Zimmer, and then all the space shit is just amazing. It's very emotional and sad, and the scope is insane. It's insane, the scope of this movie.
Yeah, and it's a great movie. You would have asked me like a couple years ago, I probably would have ranked it like way lower, but I think I have a new appreciation for it, and I think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that, dude. That's like the next Christopher Nolan movie I probably will watch. Number 3, I have The Prestige.
Okay, yeah.
What can I say?
It's a great movie. It's a great twists and turns the whole way through, and
it's about magicians, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's badass.
Who doesn't like magicians, right?
Yeah.
And like cool magicians, you know, and the period piece and the time, space, and memory aspect of the story being told in the flashbacks and whatever.
Yeah. And it's like the different levels of commitment they're both willing to commit.
Yeah, and the twist.
Both their twists are like, fucking they blow you away. It's so good, you know? It's so good. I love that movie. My number 3 is Inception. I remember seeing this movie like just around the right time. There's something so creative about it. The art in it is like phenomenal. The kind of heist setting of the whole thing, and how it's like they're trying to pull something off. The stakes couldn't be higher, you know. You die in a dream, you die in real life. Some of the set pieces are fucking phenomenal. Joseph Gordon-Levitt like going around the hallway, turning, you know, like it's just so cool. I love the movie. It's a fun movie. I don't know what else to say, you know? I get that it can be like really dick sucky, and I feel like the emotional connection isn't really there as it is like in Interstellar. I feel like you don't really feel the emotion for Leonardo DiCaprio when he's like, I want to get back to my wife. Am I dreaming? Am I not dreaming? Or like he wants to get back to his kids, you know? I don't really feel like the emotion's like fully there. It's a fun movie. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, but the twist is really good too.
It's like, oh, what did he do? And
is he dreaming or is he awake? Oh,
like the most analyzed.
It's something the most like Christopher Nolan movie ever.
But I love that movie. Yeah. What's your number 2?
The Dark Knight. What can we say about The Dark Knight, dude? Yeah. Like, it's the greatest superhero movie ever made. Yeah. And it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Greatest crime dramas ever made. Really reinvented fucking shit, bro. Like, greatest action movie ever made. Really just blew the doors off, and everything after that just followed. And,
Try to, at least. Like, no one's ever been able to come close to, like, in terms of superhero and cinema meeting.
This is why, like, Christopher Nolan is one of the GOATs. This is why he's up there with Tarantino.
It's my number 1. You know, Batman franchise aside, the movie can stand alone as, like, a crime drama, just on its own. The cat and mouse game with Heath Ledger and Christian Bale is just phenomenal. It's like he meets fucking Christopher Nolan and Batman. Like, So good, dude.
Obviously, like, this is like Michael Mann's Heat, but like with Batman.
Yeah.
And the Joker.
Oh, it's such a good movie. That's a movie I rewatch every couple of years. Just 'cause
Yeah. It's a classic, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, is it really that good? Was I just nostalgic? And I always watch it. I'm always blown away.
No, and the message in the end and shit, it's just so deep, too.
So good, dude. Like, fucking Joker.
It's so deep. With the Harvey Dent stuff. Yeah.
Heath Ledger's Joker's like, he's gonna go down as like one of the best villains ever.
He is.
He is. I mean, just like years to come. Like 40 years down the line, people are gonna look back at this and be like, holy shit.
Testament of Dr. Mabuse?
Yes, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, you guys should check out The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, because
Fritz Lang?
He like ripped it off for this movie for sure. And the villain character, bro. Oh,
yeah.
So cool. Such a cool. But yeah, Dark Knight, registered in the National Congress Library for cultural, historical, and aesthetic purposes. So but it's a classic, one of the best movies ever made for real.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And your number 2 is Dunkirk?
My number 2 is Dunkirk, yeah. The more I think about it, the more I love it, the more I want to rewatch it. I just love the pacing of the movie. It feels so still, but everything feels like so deadly at the same time, you know? All the characters feel isolated. They feel isolated in Dunkirk. They feel isolated on the ocean. They feel isolated in the sky, you know? But they're all the different storylines playing out together. I think it's one of the best war movies ever made. Now we have All Quiet on the Western Front, which I think could maybe give it a run for its money, but yeah, I thought Dunkirk was phenomenal. I have to rewatch it again. It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
The dogfight scenes are so good.
Oh, man.
I've never seen anything like that just blew me away. Of like, you're on the edge of your seat and it feels so realistic, and it's like you could die at any minute, but it's also so silly how it's just like they're trying to hit the most impossible thing in the air, and that's determining their life or death. You know?
Yeah, it's really intense. It's very suspenseful.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then I love the boat shit with Mark Rylance and stuff. And Riley Keough.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan.
Keoghan, up and coming actor.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
I see there's a lot of potential in the guy, dude. Like he's gonna be, I think he might actually be like a big actual star.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been in a lot of things, like Killing of the Sacred Deer, and then now he's going to be in the next Gladiator with Ridley Scott. Like
Banshees of Inisherin. But anyway, so my number 1 pick is Memento from 2000. This movie left a really big impression on me when I was 15, when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Changed my mind about what movies could be. For sure. What that movie did, I didn't know that was allowed to do that. And I just thought it was super duper creative. This whole story running backwards thing really left an impression on me. And I still, when I watch it today, I still am blown away by it. Mm-hmm. It's still really a dope-ass, inspiring movie, which made me want to make a movie when I watched that movie, just because of how cool it was. And it sits with me differently nowadays, because what hits now is this dynamic between him and his wife, and wanting to, for not being able to let go of someone that you love, and making up things in your own world to make up for something that you never come to terms with it, and not knowing something, or the time, space, and memory aspect of it is the craziest that I've seen in a Christopher Nolan movie. The whole backwards storytelling, then you can follow, you piece it together and shit, and you can actually follow it, and it's just like answers first, questions later, and I love the ending, and the question of what reality is, and fucking Guy Pearce, that. It's my number 1. It's my favorite one. One of my favorite movies of all time. Probably in my top 10 favorite movies, maybe. Phenomenal
storytelling in the live's movies.
Just very innovative.
Yeah, it's so innovative, so talented.
That script is so tight, too.
They're so tight.
The script in Memento is just so concise and tight, and just unique. And the new neo-noir feel to it as well. The mystery. Oh.
And just grimy, too. All the tattoos he has. I remember as a kid, cool. I'm just what the fuck?
So cool.
Just the way, all plays out so crazy and so cool. Yeah, definitely, has that early 2000s filmmaking vibe for me, and that just leaves a huge impression as a kid. So I'm not discounting that at all. I'm excited for Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer 2023. It's gonna be dope, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited for its collaboration with
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited for its collaboration with him again. They always do great things together.
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran now. Yeah.
I bet Christopher Nolan watches Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he's seen a couple episodes. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of his friends are in it.
Anyway, that's our list. What's your list? Leave a comment below.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Suck a dick or something, bitch.